तुम्हारी प्रॉब्लम क्या है मुझसे?
प्लीज अभी नहीं, बहुत अच्छी चढ़ी है।
Rumi, this guy here is just holding it.
You asked for.
देखा, जेन्युइन है।
So hi Sonia, this is Mahima from Desi Martini. How are you?
I'm good, Mahima. Thank you so much for having me. How are you?
Great, you look amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, so starting off, I need to ask you first of all, with such a series which has already had two successful seasons before, I mean, do you feel a lot of pressure or do you feel like there are more advantages to it, to joining the third season?
I think मैंने कभी प्रेशर के बारे में सोचा नहीं honestly until now जब interviews कर रही हूँ and लोग पूछ रहे हैं, but I always saw it as such a blessing. I saw season 1 and 2 and I was a huge fan, and then I got season 3, so I was just very excited. And Agastya और Rumi की जो कहानी है, it's so different than the first 2 seasons. I think there's an advantage in that for sure.
Okay, great. So tell us something about Rumi, because we are all loving her from the trailer and the teasers. So tell us something about her.
Yeah, Rumi is a 20-something girl trying to figure out her life. She's very feisty, has a lot of anger and frustration, but she also has a lot of love to give. And, you know, she's extremely relatable with her emotions and the way that she goes about life. I mean, I'm in my 20s and I'm still figuring out my life every day. So yeah, she's a child at heart, but you see her grow up throughout the show.
So how much do you relate to Rumi? I mean, how much of Sonia is there in Rumi?
Physicality wise, 0 to none. But I do relate to her in the sense, like I just said, she is figuring out her life, which I think we all are at some point. And जो गुस्सा है उसमें और जो frustration है उन रिश्तों के साथ, कहीं ना कहीं हम सब ने थोड़ा सा महसूस तो किया होगा, which is why she's a little relatable in that sense. But there are moments where I'm like, Sonia would never do this, but Rumi does it. So yeah, it's a give and take.
Okay, so what was your reaction when you were told that you will be starring opposite Sidharth Shukla? Because he's got a huge fan base. So what was your reaction, initial reaction?
Initial reaction, honestly, मुझे विश्वास ही नहीं हुआ. I was like, the producer was so excited and I was like, huh? And he was like, Sonia, you should be a little more excited. And I was like, no, I am excited, but I was just like trying to cope with it. But no, I found out, he then had told me that Sidharth would be my co-actor and I was extremely excited. I mean, I had known about who Sidharth was. I hadn't seen Big Boss. So I also decided not to, because I would be working with him and I didn't want preconceived notions before going in, you know, I didn't want any judgment. So I just judged him for myself, which was fun.
Okay, so what was your, what's your judgment? What's your final judgment about Sidharth Shukla?
Oh, I think he's a very fun-loving person. You know, he's बहुत मस्ती करता रहता है. He is a chatterbox. Like he's fun. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know. He's a lot of fun, and he's someone who makes people feel comfortable just within the few minutes of meeting him, you know.
Great. So in a few interviews, you had mentioned that he's just always laughing and chatting, and every now and then he takes your case. Is there any memory which is fresh in your mind which you can share with us?
I don't know. He would just make fun of me for random things, honestly. And I would get, so he does this thing where he sings, एक गाना उसको पसंद आ गया ना, मतलब वो ही गाएगा. And at some point he would itna gata tha, and I would get so irritated, but he would just do it to make me upset. He knew I would get irritated, so gata rehta tha. So like small things like that.
So you guys have become good friends by now, after shooting for so long together.
Like decent friends, yeah.
That's great. Okay, so you had also mentioned that you weren't that nervous about working with Sidharth. It was very easygoing and you just went with the flow. But you were nervous about working with Vikrant.
Yeah.
So tell us about that.
Well, I mean, I am a fan. I've seen a lot of his work and I think he's a brilliant actor. And जब मैं यहाँ थी सैन डिएगो में तो मैं देखती थी लोगों को and I was like एक दिन मैं इनके साथ काम करूंगी, like I want to watch, I want to like be there. And then when I got there I was like, oh, it's actually happening. So it was a little nerve-wracking, you know, sharing the screen with someone like that, but I got through it and he was also so inviting, you know, ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं लगा. So it was a pleasant surprise and I had a lot of fun filming with both Harleen and Vikram.
Great. Okay, because he has a very short
Yeah.
blink and miss moment in the trailer, but we are all so excited about it. It's like one of the most exciting things about season 3 that he is coming back, and even Harleen is coming back for a cameo.
Yeah, I know. I was excited too. When I read the script, I was like, I get to work with them. And Harleen is also a friend, so that was a blast on set as well.
Wow.
But yeah, I hope you guys like it. I mean, I was very excited to shoot it. So
Great. So did you follow the first 2 seasons of Broken but Beautiful?
So actually, my sister-in-law Anuja was a part of season 2. So when I came to India, I watched it with her. So yeah, I was aware of season 1 and season 2.
Okay, great. Okay, so Broken but Beautiful has worked out beautifully. But in case it hadn't, what genre would you want to make your debut with?
Debut with? I mean, Sapna to hamesha hi tha. I wanted like a debut as a romantic lead or some sort of character. So I mean, that Sapna to came true. And then I want to now though I want to go into all types of genres. I'm all game.
That's great. Okay, so we've all grown up watching romantic films. I just want to quickly ask you, what is your favorite, all-time favorite romantic Hindi film?
Oh, that's tough. I have too many. Okay. I love Kal Ho Na Ho. I also really like Dil Chahta Hai. I like Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. All-time favorite and DDLJ. Oh God.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. There's too many. Hum Aapke Hain Kaun? Like yeah, I can't.
Okay, so this is like every girl who's in love with romantic films ever.
Yeah, basically, yes.
Okay, so now your web debut is done. So what is the big dream after this? What are you looking at in the future?
I mean, I'm taking it one step at a time and I'm just I want to see how this also plays out. And, you know, I'm open to all opportunities and let's see. I don't know. I'm just letting the cards play themselves. So we'll see where I end up.
Great. Okay. So what was the best compliment that you received after people watched the trailer?
That I cry really well. सब बोलते हैं कि सोनिया तू बहुत बड़ा अच्छा रोती है. So yeah, that was the best compliment.
I actually really like the way you walk. Personally, I really liked your walk.
My walk?
You know,
there's a funny story behind it. So that is not my walk. That is a Rumi tailored walk. And there's a scene जहाँ पर मैं black dress में चल रही हूँ and Sid मेरे पीछे है. And I remember the first time I did that scene, I too did it. I walked and I said the dialogues and everything, and Priyanka was like, cut, and we were like, oh, it went pretty well, no? And Priyanka comes up to me and she's like, what are you doing? I was like, what do you mean? She's like, why are you walking like that? Walking like what? Like a boy. And I was like, excuse me? And so after that, every day she was like, show me your model walk. We would practice that walk. So thank you for saying you liked it because I worked hard on it.
I think describing it as a model walk is apt because when you look at it, you're like, oh, I want to walk like that. But no, we don't really walk like that.
Nobody walks like that.
Yeah. I wish. Okay, so before taking your leave, and thank you for this lovely chat. But before taking your leave, I have one last question. I just want you to say the first word that pops up in your mind when I say the following names. Are you ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, really quickly. Sidharth Shukla.
Fun.
Vikrant Masi.
Talented.
Harleen Sethi.
Beautiful.
Rumi.
Feisty.
Broken but Beautiful 3.
Exciting. I don't know.
Now that we've got a mini review from you for all the actors and the show, I can take your leave finally. Thank you, Sonia, for this lovely chat. It was great talking to you. All the very best.
Thank you so much. It was great talking to you too.
Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.